So the agent was,
Bro, what?
yeah, there's no way that anyone would show up there. So I told the wholesaler, I was like, hey, I'm gonna go walk this house. Like, can you let them know? He's like, yeah, bro, it's vacant. Go whatever. Go. Back door's open. He says. Get the creeps. Oh, how's it going? Yeah.
The longest still there. It's vacant.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, I mean.
What'd you tell him?
I mean, I told him, hey, I was told that I could walk this. Like, we're closing on it. Like, you're not the buyer. Who's the buyer? I'm like, I'm the buyer. Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's the next day, Monday afternoon, and we are out here. I had a long day of work. I went home and I worked out my second time. I usually work out in the morning, worked out in the afternoon. And that house that I was going to inspect now is vacant. The seller that was in there is finally out of the house, and now the wholesaler can kind of show it. So it's so important to build relationships in this business. This wholesaler has been working on this deal for a couple of months now, and he sent it to me. He tried blasting it out with no pictures, and couldn't really get that many offers on it because the seller is very difficult and very challenging and very elderly. I was patient with him. I was like, hey man, like, you can try to blast it out, get your highest price, but if you want a guaranteed sell, like, I'm your guy. Like, here's my number. This is where I need to be at. And so he really wanted to be a little bit higher than what I'm offering him. But I said, hey man, like, this is where I need to be at. House needs like a lot of work. Looks like it needs a ton of work. And so he agreed. He's like, hey man, I'll show it to you. You'll be the first offer. And then if it's good enough, then I'll take it. So he's not that far off. We're probably like 5 or 10 grand away. So that's why it's good for me to drive out here to see what's going on, to see the area, see the neighborhood. As I'm driving up, the first thing I see is a bunch of just mature, beautiful houses, beautiful area. It's in a certain part of Houston where it's like the school districts are A+. I would say 8 out of 10 school districts. If you don't know, you can actually go to Zillow.com and you can actually see, if you scroll down to the bottom on Zillow.com, you will see a score of schools. And so it'll tell you like high school, middle school, and elementary. And that's really good if you're not familiar with the area and you're like, hey, somebody just sold me this house in this area or send me this house in this area, and you're not familiar with the area, go look at the school districts. That's not going to be the be all end all, but that'll tell you if it's a really good market. Obviously, you have to run your numbers. In this area, houses sell really quickly. My favorite thing to really look at is active properties versus sold properties. So in this case, there's about 25 active properties, but there are 60 sold properties in the same area. 60 sold properties in this same area, which tells me that there are more houses that are getting sold in this area than there are active, which is a really good metric to kind of look at. So you got good school districts, you got a really good neighborhood, and you have houses getting sold quicker than what they're up active for. So which means is a good recipe for success, especially in today's market. So as I'm walking up to this house, kind of going to show you a little bit about my mindset going into this house. Again, I've recorded this video a couple of times now. Unfortunately, these properties don't manifest. I have to record the video. I have to go inspect it, walk it. Hopefully it makes sense and hopefully it works. If this one works, then great. I might just end up posting this video because I think I've made this actually inspection video like 2 or 3 times. So when I go in, this is my process when I go and look at houses and wholesalers send me deals. I will not walk every single house that a wholesaler sends me. They'll send me an address. They'll send me pictures. They'll send me what their asking price is, and I'll look at it, I'll run my numbers, and I'll say, hey man, I'm around this price. I'm around X to Y price. If they're too far apart, I won't even bother stepping in the door and walking this house. I can pretty much for certainty tell what the rehab is gonna be based off of photos. What I cannot tell is the neighborhood. I cannot see what the neighbors are doing around them. I cannot see the structural stuff in that house, because the reality is, the structural stuff really make a big ticket item. I can't see the structural things. I cannot see the structural stuff in the house. And those really will make or break your budget. So I'm estimating this rehab budget to be around $70,000. And so if I'm at $70,000, my MAO price is probably like at $210. And he wants $220. So we're pretty close on numbers. So I have to go in and walk in and see, hey man, is this my best and final? Or do I have a little bit of wiggle room that I can come up on this? So stay tuned. You're gonna see what I look at, everything that I think about when I go and inspect the house, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you guys are getting value from this, please like, subscribe, and comment, because there's going to be a lot more videos like this. My mindset with this is I'm going to create a whole flipping course on, you know, how to inspect a house, how to run numbers on the house, how to manage contractors, how to build out a scope of work, how to estimate rehab budgets. I'm going to go the whole 9 yards. I'm going to put all my education that I've built over the last, you know, 2 or 3 years. I've built out education classes about flipping. I'm going to just do raw content like this and teach everyone for free the live content that I have. The only thing I want from this is if you guys like it, if you guys get some value from this, like it, subscribe to it, and share it with a friend that you think might be interested in this, because I'm pouring a lot of hours and time into this, and hopefully you guys enjoy it, and hopefully you guys learn something from it, because I'm an active flipper, actively, aggressively flipping. I'll do 40 flips this year here in Houston. And again, I don't use hard money. I've raised all of that money privately from private investors. So I'm going to show you guys how to raise money, how to raise capital on some deals, and I'll walk you through step by step on how I'm making money in 2026 and how I'm doing this business. Not from somebody that's done it 10 years ago or 5 years ago or 3 years ago, from somebody that's doing it today. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Okay, just made it out here to the front of the house. It's that one right there. So a couple of things to keep in mind. The first thing I look at is when I look at these houses is very simply just the neighborhood. I mean, I'm checking to see that house is recently renovated. This one is kind of a renovated house. Looks kind of as is, so I might call the agent on this one and see if we can buy that one as well too. That one just got listed. That house got brand new driveway, beautiful neighborhood, and then you have this bad boy here. So this house is very much dated. Kind of looked in the middle of it. I think we're gonna have to go in on the outside of the house in the back. At least that's what the wholesaler said. The back door is open. But first thing I look at of this house is I want to look at the grading, and I'm also going to look at the roof as well too. So off the front we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 12 by 6 foot windows. So it looks like 2 feet by 6 foot windows. So that'll be good. It's not super expensive to replace. Front door is going to be needing replacing. I also don't like the fact that there is not much soffit up here. Kind of don't like that. It looks like it's susceptible to get rotted out. The sun's in the way, but you kind of see right here. I don't like that. See how all of that is empty. Now, the first thing I look at with my process is very simple. I have a strategic process on how I do every single thing here. So first thing I look at is I always go to the right side of the house. And when I go to the right, what I'm looking at is I'm just looking to see if there are any foundation issues and settlement issues of the house. The roof actually looks pretty good. I don't see much sediment settling here on this side of the foundation. Bunch of landscaping. There's a bunch of dead grass over here on the side of the house. You can start seeing some of the foundation starting to crack right here. Just a good little spot right here, some settlement right there. So the reason I like to look at the outside of the house, because it'll tell me a story about what the inside of the house will look at. That's a brand new AC unit, not relatively old. I can also see that this is galvanized piping. That is PVC, so that's brand new, and it's wet too, so that's Lincoln. So we're gonna have a little leak there. So outdated AC unit looks good. If you don't know, you can look here on the AC units and you can see the manufacturer date, so 2018. So we're about 8 years into the life of the AC unit, which is not horrible. You see right here some more foundation cracks. So roof looks good, foundation is good. We're gonna have to do all new windows. There looks like some rotting of some of this stuff right here. That's kind of rotted out, which is not very good. This back fence, just this part probably needs to be replaced. It's not super expensive to replace. All that fence is brand new. This is my backyard. Jungle of a backyard. It's easy to clean up, to be honest. It's not too expensive to clean up. Windows are aluminum single pane, so I'm always gonna replace those. There's a bunch of flies back here. This little thing, definitely gonna demo out this back patio. Just doesn't make sense to keep, to be honest. So definitely destroy that. A little drop down here. I was told to go in through the back. For context, there's a detached garage, and you can see the roof is relatively good. If I panel up on the roof, it's not that bad. Get eaten alive by mosquitoes, guys. Mosquitoes are out here. Let's go inside. So we have gas line right there. One important thing to note with the gas line is that that little thing is on there, which means that the gas has been off for a whole year in the house. So it means that this house has probably been sitting vacant for a whole year. Hello, inspector. Inspector, hello? Anyone home? Sliding glass door. So let's go to the front of the house so we can see where I normally start at. And so just by walking it, looks like a big area. A lot of junk. So it looks like they're packing up, which is a good thing. Door. Just to see everything. Okay, let's see the. Okay, so as I walk in, there's a drop-down living room right there. Texture is popcorn ceiling, which is not good. My process is I always go left on these houses. So if I go left, I see right here, this is like a makeshift, I guess like an office area. This is too tiny to be a room, and it's too tiny to be an office, to be honest. That looks like it goes into the kitchen. So either close that off and make this into a room, or the smarter thing to do is, as you walk in, you don't want to see that thing. So I would demo this, and depending on how big that kitchen is, demo, clear all this out, turn that demo this, clear it all out, and turn this part of your kitchen. But let's keep going left. Look to the right a little bit. Again, I haven't seen this house, so rehab looks clean, guys. Remove popcorn ceiling, everything else is pretty good. Mechanicals are all really good. It's a small kitchen. You have electric stove, which is not bad. That's probably why they turned off the gas, because they switched to all electric. So might just have the city come in and just pull the meter, unless the HVAC or the furnace is gas. There's a back door there, which I don't really think that's necessary. I think just demo that, clear that out, open all this up. This is laundry and dryer. Maybe just frame this out and just have a room right here. I already see a problem right here as I go left. This has to be the primary suite, but the primary doesn't have an entrance, because that goes into the living room. Over here is just a room with a bathroom. So let's look at this bathroom here. Pretty simple, pretty easy. Looks like it's a 7x7 bathroom. Not too bad. That's a little funky with the shower. But not the end of the world. Hello, inspector. There's light here, so let's turn the light on. Okay, I'm just looking. I'm not doing anything but just taking a look. Looks like an elderly person lived here. Okay, just a normal bedroom. We have closet, and then closet. I don't know if we need 3 closets. Let me get rid of them. But we'll look at maybe turning this to the primary suite. If I were to demo that wall, clear it out, push the kitchen that way, this might be the primary. But let's keep going left. There's a ramp right here, which we'll get rid of. As we saw, the open living room area. We have 2 living rooms, big living room. I'm assuming that would be dining room over there. So living and dining, not too bad. There's a room over here. Whoa, foundation damage right there. So you can't really see it, but there is some foundation damage right there. Turn the light on. All of that is cracking, so it might be foundation damage or they just didn't install a tile right, but you can see right there. That's coming apart right there. Right there, that's coming up. And there's just a crack right along the middle right here. So get my foundation guy. Seeing the cracks on the outside, I'm assuming probably gonna need like between 15 and 25 piers. So I already budgeted for that. House is in Houston. I already know these houses, done them so many times. So that looks like that's attic access up there. So I'm gonna have to go up there. Get the creeps. Oh, how's it going? Yeah.
The longest still there. Vacant.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What'd you tell him?
I mean, I told him, hey, I was told that I could walk this. Like, we're closing on it. Like, you're not the buyer. Who's the buyer? I'm like, I'm the buyer. It was hilarious, bro. But the agent was fucking pissed, bro. I was laughing my ass off.
Why was he mad though?
It was a she. It's because they've had issues with break-ins in this house.
What the hell was he doing there?
I don't know. Well, the agent was listing their house. Ironically, I just had bad timing. So the agent was listing their house that they live in next door.
Bro, what?
Yeah. I figured like on a random Sunday, like there's no way that anyone would show up there. So I told the wholesaler, I was like, hey, I'm gonna go walk this house. Like, can you let them know? He's like, yeah, bro, it's vacant. Go, back door's open, he says. So I go in, the back door's open, and I'm like walking it, looking at it. I talked to the wholesaler, bro. The wholesaler says the back door's open, you're good. So I walked in. I'm over here recording YouTube content, but I text the wholesaler again. He didn't answer the phone. So like the agent had like a rotator cuff tear. So I was just talking to her about like her rotator cuff. It was so funny, bro. And I wasn't smart enough to like record. I wish I would have recorded the conversation because that would have been gold, bro. All right, it's the next day. After the agent yelled at me and I spoke to her and let her know that it's not our fault, it's the wholesaler's fault. And that's funny because like once you have a conversation with the agent and she realizes that like there's a wholesaler involved and the common enemy, usually when somebody's arguing with you, it's like, hey, who's the common enemy here? Like what are we really angry about? And so in this case, we're really angry about the wholesaler. His just professionalism, which is horrible. He basically told me door was open. He said he notified the agent. The agent had no clue, and they just showed up. And obviously, you guys saw kind of what happened. But I'm very good at talking in this business. Like, you know, it's high stress. It's super high, you know, emotions involved with everything. And even though she was claiming that I was trespassing, definitely was not trespassing. I had permission to be on there. I had text messages that I showed them. Even if a cop would have showed up, I mean, nothing that a cop can do really. It's just other than just get the hell out of the way, right? So, yeah, I'm back here. I had to move around my schedule for a Monday morning, but back here, gonna go inspect the house, gonna go look at it, and I'll just continue the tour kind of where I left off. That way we can keep everything pretty much organized here, so I don't have to worry about redoing it all over again. So I did talk to the wholesaler. After looking at the house, I pretty much told him, I was like, hey, this is what my number is. And I think he's going to send me the contract over right now. So this might be one that we end up buying. So stay tuned. We'll keep posted. So the agent did not let us film much. I wasn't able to take control of anything, or I wasn't able to kind of do what I normally do. So I just did like a slow video walkthrough. They hired some people just to kind of take some stuff, but they didn't really take a lot. So back where we were at here, that's the back room that we already saw. So the good thing is about this wholesaler is that since I recorded this video, I got the center contract, title's been open, and we are at a point where we're about to close in a couple of weeks. So I'll come back next week, start the process with developing the scope of work, developing what items I need to order, measuring everything, and I'll show you my process with everything. This house was pretty much really good. AC is brand new, roof is good, water heater's new. We don't have any plumbing issues, which that's always a big concern with houses that have been vacant for a whole year. We have to do some reframing of this house. That's kind of the area where it's kind of damaged and messed up. But hopefully if we pull that back, it's just the tile that just wasn't installed correctly. Our vision with this living room is we're going to remove popcorn ceilings, put a big ceiling fan in the middle, maybe put an accent wall on that wall where that picture is, or maybe where the cabinets are. The other thing I got to figure out with this house is if you go back, if you saw that big sliding glass door, it's a 96-inch sliding glass door. It's just one of those things where we're going to have to reframe out a smaller door. That's me pointing out the tile there. We'll just leave that tile there. Just float over the LVP on there. Bedroom right here. So this, technically, we could have made this a master. And we could have made this into a master bathroom because we could have just walled off one of the rooms. But then the person on the opposite side of this room would have had to go all the way across to go to the bathroom, and it just functionally just wouldn't make sense. So it's better to wall off that other room that's already isolated on the opposite side of the house. This is a pretty easy scope of work in this room. Basically just paint carpet. Actually put flooring throughout the house. I should say LVP throughout the house. This is where it's really tough because the layout of this bathroom is not functionally, like, I just don't like it. I'd rather the tub be against the wall, but it is what it is. Just functionally, it just feels so much smaller than what it should feel. A bathroom shouldn't feel big, but look, the toilet's like right behind the door, so it's just annoying to think about. But then you have 2 entrances against like a Jack and Jill, or like a double door to get into this. But yeah, it just doesn't feel as big as what it should feel. So ideally, we'd want to kind of rearrange it, but there's nothing in the budget to be able to rearrange it. Here's another room just full of boxes. This is the 4th bedroom that we have in here. Again, nothing too crazy. I don't really see much structural foundation damage. The more foundation issues are on the opposite side of this. But this room, you're going to need to remove popcorn ceiling. You're going to replace some windows. Got some shelving, paint carpet, or paint and flooring. And once the seller leaves most of their stuff back, we'll have to put a whole dumpster. Probably going to look at 3 dumpsters in this house because there's just a lot of junk that they have here. Most of the time, I'll put my stuff on Instagram too if anyone wants to kind of come get some stuff for free. It's a good way to help the community out, give away, donate stuff to the free community. But yeah, that's the walkthrough. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Hopefully you guys like this content. If you do, like, subscribe, comment.